let's get into it. Right now, Soul Not For Sale podcast, episode 608. We have the ladies of The View. I know everybody loves to hear what the ladies of The View have to say. If you haven't seen the show, it's 5 women who sit down and give some brilliant analysis of politics and today's issues, which is exactly what you would think if you were a middle-aged housewife who only consumes the mainstream media and nothing else. Never goes on YouTube, never does that, never goes online and calls Instagram the Instagram. Then that's exactly what you think. Lovely ladies, they have segments like this. You know, when is it okay to snoop your partner? So of course, when it comes to politics, I want to hear what they have to say. And they have some choice words for today's Republicans, young and old, especially Vivek Ramaswamy. They have some choice words for him as well. And then we have another clip of Tim Dillion, comedian and podcast extraordinaire, a rant specialist who gives some thoughts on what he thinks The View should be doing and how he feels about them. So it's a fun one today. I love an episode like this. I mean, nothing like hearing what The View has to say about anything. Those vile women always have something nice on the tip of their tongue, don't they? Of course not. Let's get into it. Before I do, of course, I have to bring you to the store. This is IamCoachColin.com, and this is the first shirt up on deck, Soul Not For Sale, a bold statement. Make sure you get yours. Hoodie, t-shirts, and all that good stuff. Next up, we have The Great Resist. Do not join The Great Reset. That's why we have it X'd out there. Join The Great Resist instead. A place where you can drive a gas car and go as far from your house as you'd like and come back home and use your gas stove to make a steak. That's what The Great Resist has in store for you. And we have the Certified Pure Blood shirt. This is for those of you that survived the pandemic unscathed, untainted, and pure blood, strong-willed. Keep going. I'm proud of you. Get your certificate of achievement right there, right now. All of that's available on IamCoachColin.com. And if you want 10% off, no problem. We got you. Put in the discount code. Listen close. I am Coach Colin. It's all one word, no spaces, all capital letters, one L in the name Colin. That gets you 10% off on us. I want you to get it. All one word. Don't forget that. Now, let's get into the first clip we got here. This is them just giving their thoughts on Republicans because we're all starving to know. All of us. I know you are.
This business about the aging that keeps coming up and talking about the young generation. The young generation of Republicans are dumb. You've got that Vivek Ramaswamy. You've got Marjorie Taylor Greene. You've got, wait a second, Lauren Bubblehead, Matt Gaetz. But you have all these people who went along with the insurrection, who believe that Trump won. Oh, Marjorie's out there. Oh, Trump won by a landslide. They're liars, and they are the new generation of the Republican Party. Do you want that?
No, and I don't think I don't think that's the case. They're all, with the exception of Vivek, in hyper gerrymandered districts where they can get elected there for life because it's such a far-right district. Young Republicans of this country,
it definitely. What they're saying, you think they're lying?
I don't know that Marjorie Taylor Greene knows what the heck she believes in. Vivek but young Republicans, young moderates, and independents of all stripes, that's not what they want. They don't want the far right. I think they were a turning point in some of the extremist candidates getting rejected in the midterms was younger voters. They won't vote for people who don't believe in climate change, who don't believe in gay rights. Like, that's just, we won't.
Anytime you're having a conversation with your mother-in-law or your mother or your aunt and you don't understand where they're getting their talking points from when they say certain things, just know, trust and believe they're getting it from these women right here. I love the language. I always love watching stuff like this because I never watch these women. I think they're vile. But when you do watch it, you start to understand how the mainstream works. I mean, just from the note of calling it an insurrection, making sure to call the people on the right liars, making sure to make fun of their names, you know, everything like that. It's perfect. It's a perfect dismissal. It discredits and it's a little humorous if you're into that kind of thing, and it works perfectly because anybody who watches this and takes these people in as anything to listen to, they take that in and they leave the house with that. They go to the family barbecues with that. They go to work with that. And as funny as it might seem and apparent as it might seem to some of you watching, it's not to a lot of people. And they walk right into work talking about an insurrection, talking about how they're dumb. Like, there's a woman who heard this and went, Republicans are dumb. She like said it to somebody, just unwarranted. And that person looked at her like, whoa, where'd you get that from? This is where she got it from. Believe you me. Now, we're going to go into Tim Dillon talking a little bit about The View and his thoughts on it. And, you know, he gives a very balanced take on The View. I think, just me. So let's hear what Tim Dillon has to say real quick here. Let's go.
I hate the whole thing. And frankly, that show, you want to talk about a show that set women back, is The View. You want to talk about that show. If the CIA is engineering, Antifa and fucking the Capitol riot, some crazy misogynist engineered The View, because there's nothing worse than The View. In terms of, like, there are so many brilliant women out there. None of them are on The View. None of them have gone near the set of The View. I mean, they have brought in the lowest tier of the, what is it, the Y chromosome?
No, double X.
Okay.
Double X.
They brought in the lowest of the double X's for that one. It's rough.
Yeah, did you watch the episode when Tulsi Gabbard got on to defend herself and Joy Behar starts panicking and going over her notes while Tulsi is refuting everything that she said?
Yeah, I mean, Joy Behar, like, again, these people have dementia. These are people who, like, should not be allowed out of the house. They have a national platform. I mean, it is crazy. They have no idea. These people have never read, like, a book.
And there's versions of it.
And forgive me for laughing so hard at something like this, but I watched The View. Okay, I don't do that often. Okay, I had my broccoli. Now I get some ice cream. You know what I mean? I'm on my Joe Biden flex right now. I want my ice cream. I want my chocolate chip ice cream. All right. But in this one, this is a more serious clip. Tim actually has some really good suggestions for The View and what they should do in order to have like a more balanced panel, and, you know, just more balanced thoughts coming out of that panel. This is actually really good and thoughtful. So let's just play this real quick.
Yeah, can I suggest a thing for The View? This is a suggestion I have. Men.
No chance.
Just men on the show.
But women watch it. See, that's the thing. It's like, it's a lot of it is women that are home, right, during that time. It airs during the day.
What if we put the women in the audience and let the men discuss the issues? This is just an idea I have for ABC, corporate.
Well, clearly,
or have one woman serve everyone drinks and give her a quick opinion, quick, in and out. Just
and
go like
the guys go, ah.
Just go. She walks in. She goes, yeah, Israel seems like it's. I go, thanks, and then they keep going. I think that's a happy medium.
Why doesn't The View have any trans women on it?
Great point. It has a lot of women that look trans, but none of them. It has a lot of second and third takes. After a drink, you'd go, huh? But it doesn't have a ton of, yeah.
It's zero.
I agree. It should be all trans women.
Oh, my God. Oh, you didn't think Tim Dillon actually had something constructive to say. Listen. You know that old saying, you know, you ask stupid questions, you get stupid answers. There you go. That's exactly what this is. You say something dumb, I give you Tim Dillon. The View says something ridiculous, I give you Tim Dillon roasting up The View. That's how we do it here, okay? Not every single thing's going to be about the World Economic Forum. Some things are just, you know, calling things out as I see them. And apparently, since what's happening with every single person getting canceled, I got to even it out every once in a while. Little comedy for you guys, right? I'm a comedian. Oh, I'm just funny. Oh, but Russell was a comedian too, right? So was Joe. There's no getting away from it. But I just wanted to show that. That was a fun one. Let me know what you think in the comments. They got some that look trans. That's true. And I say that with a full heart because trans women are beautiful. Right? I'm not wrong about that, am I? Let me know in the comments. Actually, don't say anything in the comments. But yeah. The View talking about young Republicans and pushing that narrative onto the younger people and older people. I imagine their base is pretty old, but they probably have some young people as well. And just being able to push that on people who listen to the mainstream media is really, really, it's interesting the way that works. Really interesting the way that works. The way they're able to do that, the way they're able to just decide that we're just going to call Republicans dumb just right off the bat. And, you know, I've seen people on the right do that as well for people on the left. I mean, I have some views of people who are super left leaning about how they all, like, I have some generalizations that I might say from time to time. So I get it. But when the mainstream media does it, you know, it's like a Project Mockingbird type of thing. I don't know what it is. Because when I say it on YouTube, you can switch to another person and another person and another person and hear all these different takes. But again, those people who watch just the mainstream media, they only get one view. They only get the one narrative. You know? They're the thing that creates the Smith agents. Has anybody ever said that to you? How, like, when you're talking to somebody and you bring up some stuff that you maybe researched yourself, or you're hearing different viewpoints and you're coming to some determinations, and you're talking about something that sounds a little fringe, and all of a sudden anybody, your wife, your mother, your in-laws, cousins, and person at work, anybody, they just become like a Smith agent. And that same programming that the mainstream media pushes all of a sudden activates, and they become the Smith agent. They say, what are you talking about? Are you saying that it wasn't an insurrection? Well, that would be very problematic. You have to understand, people were hurt. You know that your language right now could be construed as violent. Like, they just all of a sudden, it's just like, whoa, where'd this come from? You know, and it gets out of nowhere, like kind of aggressive, confrontational out of nowhere. Whereas a second ago, before you brought up the thing that was like maybe a right-wing view, before that, you were just two people talking. You know, I noticed that a lot when I bring up like supporting Trump. All of a sudden people kind of, especially me, I'm black, I wear hoodies all the time and stuff. I'm like, yeah, you know, Trump's pretty great. And all of a sudden they like change. It's weird. All of a sudden it's like I become a middle-aged white guy. They think they can just take off on me. You know what I mean? It's weird. I should make that into a bit too. Anyways, guys, if you haven't liked the video already, like the video. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We're making 1 to 3 videos a day. It's hard to keep up. You got to hit that notification bell. Other than that, I am out.